Hello and welcome back to another Thunderous Productions tutorial. I'm your host Jag Thunder and this is Minecraft. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to build windmills in Minecraft. I've come up with a few designs that I think you'll like. They're pretty basic and pretty easy to follow and they look really good in your world. And although I am using the Better Than Wolves mod, it is not required to build these structures. So that being said, sit back, relax, kick yourself in the face and let's get started. Alright guys, before I begin here into my tutorial, one quick thing I want to go over. A lot of people ask me what my texture pack is that I use a lot in my videos. Usually I use Minecraft for kids, but this time I'm going to use Fax 128. I actually downloaded it the other day. This is the first time I've ever used it. So I hope you like it. It looks pretty good so far. And other than that, let's get started. Alright, so what I have here is a bunch of different designs that I've come up with. I actually started this tutorial about a month ago and got sidetracked and had some other things that I had to do first. So I'm coming back to this and I'm going to try to get going on it again. So anyways, the designs that I have are pretty basic. Like I said, they all start with a circle-based design and they all use a radius of 9, and that's real easy to build. It's just 5 blocks and then 1 block and then 5 blocks. 1, 5, excuse me, 1 and then 5, and that's pretty much the structure base for all these designs that you see here, except for the big one here in the background. It's actually a radius of 13. I'll put the links in the description for some of my other videos that have the circle designs and some links to some circle patterns. That way it'll help you out. You don't have to build them this size here. This is just pretty much just to get your juices flowing and you know, get you thinking about building some different ideas here for windmills. You can build it out any material that you want. I like to use the cobblestone and the double stone. I think it looks pretty good. And there again, back on the texture pack, a lot of it will depend on your texture pack, you know, how these things turn out. So just make sure you choose one that you really like. In the beginning, you see I use LB Photorealism 256. That's for the photo slideshow that you saw at the beginning. I think that looks really good. So anyways, back to the tutorial. Start with a 9 radius, and then I like to use the half slabs just to kind of trim it out in between, just to give it kind of a splash of color and just kind of make it look nice. You can leave them in between, or you can put some stones out here like this, or you can offset it again with the cobblestone. Whoops, not right there, but right there. And then maybe do some half slabs in between. Like I said, that's just, you know, kind of give you an idea of how I usually start this, the windmill patterns. And then for like this one right here, if you look on the internet, most windmills follow a pattern where the blades will fall right in front of the door or just above the door. So that's kind of what this one kind of goes after. These other ones are just some ones that I kind of shot up in the air a little bit. Anyways, it's 12 blocks high, and then the top is 13. Right here is where the cobblestone starts, and it's real easy. Just throw down 12 blocks and then just build your way around the structure from this base over here. And then once you get it all the way to the top, then you can decide where you want your windows. You don't have to have 2 windows, like I said. You can have 3 windows, or you know, 1 big window on each level. This could be wood right now. This design over here, I actually put wood behind the cobblestone, and that way when I punched it through, you can see like a wood trim behind it. And like I said, that's the same thing as this one. It's the same base. It starts off the same. The only thing different is that I run the wood right here in the background. And then when I got up to the top, which I believe this one is 8 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tall. Like I said, I just put the wood behind it and then punched out the middle. And there again, your height on that, you could, you know, drop another block down here to make it a little bit taller. You could run it all the way up to the trim, which on this one here, I use the half slabs around the top. And as far as the top goes, once you get up there, all I usually do is just kind of square it off. Like we'll pretend that this here's the top of this building here. Let me drop down here for a second. And use your cobblestone. You can go to the inside and then just keep working your way up. That way when you're on the inside and you look up, it kind of gives you like a hollow looking structure. Or you can just go ahead and make each each structure across the, or each level, excuse me, across the top, flat between the blocks. That's completely up to you. You can do it just like this, and you can make it as high as you want until you just, you run out of levels. Or you can make it 2 levels, 3 levels, just like that, and just throw a center block in it, just to kind of give it, a finished look. So that's kind of like what this top over here is doing. And the tail structure is pretty easy. I just throw a little block on the back, and then I just use some fence posts and 4 blocks of wool. And the tail designs are pretty simple too. Not all of them have to have them, but I threw it on a couple of them just to see what they look like. This one here got 8 pieces of wool and some fence posts. And the top on this one here, basically it's a diamond pattern. It looks something like this. 1, 2, 3. Whoop, come on, baby. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I just run that straight up the middle here. And when I got to the top, then I just trimmed it out with birch. I just right here's the that middle piece that we just saw, and then just run some half slabs around the outside, and that's the top. We'll get to the blades here in just a second. This one over here, that's the same thing. I just put some wood around the outside and some sorry. Like I said, I started this about a month ago, so I'm trying to remember where the hell I was. Anyways, I put some wood around the base of that one there. This is more designed for, again, Better Than Wolves. I am going to touch on it just because there are windmills in the Better Than Wolves pack. It's just got a switch in it that turns the main gearbox off, so when it rains, it doesn't destroy your windmill. And like I said, there will be a part 2 to this that'll be geared more towards the Better Than Wolves users. I've got a really cool windmill design over here that uses the power, and I'll show you how to wire all that up. So be sure to check that out. It should be up in a couple days. I need to get this up first. I've been trying to get this up for the past couple days, and that sounds really fucking bad. But anyways, this design here is a little bit different. All I did was I take 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just kind of outlined it. There's 3 blocks here, and then I've got a little fill-in blocks here, and then the actual back wall is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could run 3 more up the back like this. And the overall height of this one here, I believe, is like 14. I hope I marked it. I did. It's 14 high, and then this could be like 7, and this is 3. There again, like I said, you can mix and match the materials. You cover the top off like I did here on the other one, that one right there. Or you could just leave it plain, or you could put wood half slabs on top. That would probably look pretty good. And then this design over here, this is a little more complicated. It looks really good. If you got some big stuff in your world, or you just got a wide open plain with a bunch of wheat, farm fields, that would look really good sitting by itself out there. This has a 13 radius on the bottom, and then on the outside, this piece here is actually a 19 radius, and all I do is I just work the circles out from the inside, 13, 15, 17, and then 19. And then the center structures are all 4 high with some double slab on top, and when you look up in the inside, that's what it looks like. And you can put floors on it and finish it out however you want, make it livable if you want to. Like I said, just some ideas to get you going. And we'll fly over here. This is what the base looks like of that one. This is a 13 radius, and I just build it up 3. And then once it's built up to 3, it should look like this right here. And I just use fence posts with some torches to light the inside. No big deal there. And then the outside radius here, this is your 19. I just didn't put a pole or fence posts at every intersection. Just right there, as you can see. To build this part here, all I did was just come across here and follow the outside pattern, so you have 1 layer of wood. Oops, not over there. Like this. Not over there. Right there. Not over there. And then just build that out 2 layers. Or the next easiest thing to do is just go up 1 block, come out 2 right here on the main face, and you'll have 7 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the outside pattern is 2, break, 1, break, sorry, 1, 1, 2, and yeah, I believe that looks right. I don't fucking remember. I'll just hover above it so you can see it, and then just fill in the middle. It's pretty easy. You'll figure this part out. Actually, it's been about a month since I've dicked with this, so trying to remember where I'm at here. And then just fill that in, and then the bottom, or the next part up here is just your floor. You can just fill that in with double slab again, or wood planks, and then you'll get to this structure right here. And again, I'll hover over top of this so you can kind of see the pattern. And we'll look down inside again. There would be your wall, and then that's 13, 15, 17, and then this outer piece is 19. Pretty easy, not too bad. And then you've got 3 main house structures that sit on top of it. This is your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is an 11. Sorry, I got to count them. And this should be a 9, and that should be a 7. And all I did was went 4 wood high, and then topped it off with some double slab, or half slab, sorry. And use some trap doors on the outside of the windows. Everybody kind of uses this. Again, depending on your texture pack, is kind of how this will trim out using the trap doors. It looks okay in this texture pack, not too bad. I like it in some of the other ones a little bit better. The next one here, I would put this on top of that. Basically, all you do is just same thing. A lot of this is just repetitive. You just go to the inside and just work your way around, following the pattern on the top. And I'm going to just knock that out, because we're just using that to get us around here, because I'm not quite situated right. There we go. And and that's the beginning of this structure, and I probably should have used that wood, but whatever, you get the point. Go up 4 more, 2, 3, 4, and then fill that in, and then put your double slab or half slab on top. I keep calling it double slab, I'm sorry. And your number 7, that goes on top here, just like this. And you don't have to do 4, you could do 3, you could do 5. I just think, this holds the pattern pretty good. And then just work this up again, 2, 3, or 4, whatever you decide fit. And then this top piece, all I did was just kind of trim it out. There's your 5 blocks, your 1, and your 5 blocks. So that follows, the same pattern right here. If you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something to this effect, and like that, and then just trimmed it out with your wrong stone, with your half slabs. That gives you the base part of it. And then I use wood planks again, just moving up one circle design less than the other one, so it was like 11, 7, 5, all the way to the top, and then build a rectangular structure, and then put this little guy on there for the windmill blades. Pretty easy, not real complicated. I think you guys can handle that from that much information, I hope. Alright, the last thing that I want to cover, or one of the things that I want to cover, are the blade designs. There's a couple different ways that you can substitute if you don't have the Better Than Wolves. You can use an X pattern like this, and all this is 11 blocks diagonal, and then throw the fence posts on top. I think it's 4, and you just go up 4 on each one. And just remember that if you put it on this side, imagine the blade, if it spins around, it'll be on this side, here, on that side, here, on that side. That's pretty obvious, but I'll just go ahead and point that out anyways. The other blade designs that I have, aside from that cheesy iron bar one over there, is this one here. This is probably my favorite one. It looks more authentic, I guess, and all it is just a 5 block by 5 block center, and then I just did fence posts 2 wide here and then 1 here, and then I think I went 10, I do believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Excuse me, I went 11 on each blade. Like I said, that's probably my favorite one. This is a more common design that a lot of people use. Again, it's 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I just put some fence posts again on there. Or you could use iron bars. It depends on your texture pack. Or, like I said, you could just use the fence posts all by themselves right off the centerpiece. Some people tuck some wool underneath it to make it look like a sail. The choice is really yours. Like, just give you some ideas of what I've done with some of mine. I really like the Better Than Wolves because it automatically takes care of that for you, and they look really, really good. Like I said, I'm using the Better Than Wolves just because it works very well as far as making windmills. For those that are using it, you don't have to use the gearbox. You can just stick the axle right into any old block, and you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about the rain breaking the gearbox and wrecking your windmill. Just want to touch on that real quick. It's also easier to use if you're using this kind of a windmill design, which are the newer styles for the solar power. It does a pretty good job at copying that that pattern. The solar power ones actually have 3 blades, but I haven't found a really good way to do that with square blocks. It looks kind of cheesy. I did try to use some iron bars on this one here, and I don't know, it looks drunk or something. So, burn it down, blow it up, or just don't build this design. It doesn't matter. I just thought I'd throw them in there just to see if you guys wanted a little challenge, something to add on top of it. This one over here, like I said, will be for the Better Than Wolves part 2 of this. I hope you guys check it out. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited about that one. So anyways, that pretty much covers all my windmill designs. I hope they're easy to follow. They look really good, especially this one here. This one's my favorite, and then that's probably my second favorite. I actually used a watermill, as you saw in the first pictures there when we started into this video. Like I said, a lot of it just depends on what your landscaping around the windmill, which will really set it off and make it look good in your world. So anyways, like I said before, I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, check out my channel. I've got a lot of great videos on tutorials on lighthouses and trimming things out. My Better Than Wolves, I've got a lot of information, a lot of videos on those for those who are into the Better Than Wolves like I am. Other than that, just remember to rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.